Level 1. The casual viewer. Beer in one hand, phone in the other, scrolling Instagram while a World Cup match plays in the background. Someone scores. They look up 3 seconds too late because they were watching a 60-second pasta recipe they'll never actually make. Meet the casual viewer. This person watches football the same way they watch the Olympics, once every 4 years, with snacks, and only if everyone else is doing it. They know exactly 3 players: Messi, Ronaldo, and maybe Mbappe if they've seen a Nike commercial recently. Ask them about any other player and you'll get, "Oh yeah, that guy. He plays for, the blue team? The World Cup final? They're there. The Champions League final? Maybe, if someone's hosting a party. But a Tuesday night qualifier between Moldova and Andorra? They don't even know those countries have teams." They ask questions that make actual fans want to leave the room. Wait, why are there 2 teams from the same city? Is the Champions League the same as the Premier League? Can they just buy Messi, like, right now? The casual viewer thinks a 0-0 draw is the most boring thing humanity has ever created. They don't understand why anyone would watch 90 minutes of nothing happening. Tactics? Strategy? Defensive masterclass? Nope, they want goals, celebrations, and maybe a red card for entertainment value. When their country gets knocked out of a tournament, they shrug and go back to watching Netflix. Football exists in their world for approximately 3 weeks every 2 years, and that's generous. But here's the thing, we all started here. Every single one of us had that moment where we didn't know offside from corner kicks. The casual viewer isn't the enemy, they're just not fully initiated yet. Level 2. The occasional fan. This is where things get interesting, because this is where delusion meets convenience. The occasional fan supports a specific team, sort of. Usually because their friend does, or because they liked the jersey color, or because FIFA made that team 5 stars. Their loyalty is circumstantial at best. They know the league table exists, and they'll check it every few weeks, but they rarely watch actual matches. Oh, we're 4th. Nice. Then they'll go 3 weeks without thinking about football at all. This fan owns a jersey. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's a $15 knockoff from a suspicious website where Adidas is spelled with 3 Ds, or brought home from Turkey. They bought it 2 seasons ago, but the shirt is from 3 seasons ago. They genuinely don't understand why anyone needs a new one every year. Here's their defining characteristic. They're a massive fan when the team wins and completely invisible when they lose. Win the league? We're the best team in history! Lose 3 games in a row, suddenly they're on a digital detox and not really into football anymore. They have opinions, strong opinions, completely uninformed opinions. We just need to buy Mbappe and we'll win everything. Cool, cool. Just £200 million and £800,000 per week. Simple. Why didn't the technical director think of that? Just score more goals. Brilliant. Revolutionary. Someone get this person a coaching badge immediately. And back passes, don't even get them started on back passes. Every single time a defender or midfielder passes backwards, they lose their mind. Why are you passing backwards? Attack! Move forward! Doesn't matter if the team is under pressure, surrounded by opponents, or strategically resetting possession. Back pass equals cowardice in their eyes. Always poor. Always unnecessary. The circumstances are irrelevant. The occasional fan finds more joy in watching rival teams lose than in their own team winning. Their entire emotional investment is tied to seeing other fans suffer. They live for the banter more than the actual sport. After a big match, they'll post on social media. Winning? 17 stories about how they never doubted the team. Losing? Complete radio silence. Or worse, I didn't even watch it. I was busy. This fan thinks football is simple. Just put the ball in the net. Why are managers paid millions? Any idiot could do it. Just tell the players to try harder and believe. They don't understand contracts, transfer windows, wage structures, or financial fair play. When you try to explain why the club can't just buy everyone, their eyes glaze over and they change the subject to some player they saw trending on Twitter. The occasional fan is football's most dangerous creature because they think they're hardcore. They genuinely believe they're at level 5 when they're barely past level 2. And that confidence? Absolutely unshakable. Here's the thing about level 2. Most of them discovered football as adults or in their late teens. They didn't grow up with it, didn't inherit it from family, didn't spend childhood weekends at the stadium. They came to it late, which explains everything. Their engagement isn't about the sport itself, it's about belonging. Put them in the right environment, surrounded by real fans, watching a big match at a pub, and suddenly they're the loudest person in the room. The energy is contagious. The belonging feels real. They're part of something. But take away that social context, they disappear. Watching alone at home? They'd rather do something else. No one to banter with? What's the point? Their passion is entirely dependent on the audience. Without the group, without the belonging, without someone to witness their fandom, they simply don't care. Level 3. The club supporter. Now we're getting somewhere. Level 3 is where actual football knowledge begins. The club supporter watches most matches. Not all of them, but most. They've got their routine down. Saturday at 3 p.m, Sunday afternoon slots. The occasional midweek game if it matters. They're committed, just not completely consumed yet. They follow transfer news religiously. Which tier is the source? Is it from a club journalist or some random account with 47 followers? They know the difference. They understand that monitoring means absolutely nothing, and interested means even less. This fan has strong opinions about tactics, not professional level analysis, but they understand why playing a high line against a team with rapid forwards is suicide. They know what a false nine is, even if they can't explain exactly how it works. VAR is their mortal enemy. Every single decision goes against their team, obviously. The officials are corrupt, biased, blind, or some combination of all three. There's no such thing as a correct VAR decision when it hurts their club. But here's what separates level 3 from level 4. Emotional recovery time. They lose a match and they're genuinely upset. For about 15 minutes, maybe 20 if it was a derby. Then they shrug it off and move on with their lives. We were robbed by the referee. Anyway, what's for dinner? The pain is real but temporary. They experience the emotion, process it quickly, and return to normal human functioning. Their life doesn't stop because the team dropped 3 points. The club supporter attends maybe 2 or 3 games per season. Maybe. They think about going more often, but tickets are expensive. Parking is a nightmare, and honestly, the view is better on TV. They own multiple jerseys, know most of the squad's names, and can tell you which players are underperforming this season. They have a group chat specifically for match discussion, where they send crying emojis after every loss and fire emojis after every win. This fan represents functional football fandom. They love the club, they're invested, but they haven't crossed into obsession territory. Their relationship with football is healthy, balanced, and mostly sane, which is why they're about to be left behind by level 4. Level 4. The hardcore fan. The point where sanity starts to crack. The hardcore fan watches everything. Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Europa Conference pre-qualifying second leg on a Thursday night at 6 p.m. If the club is playing, they're watching. No exceptions. They know the youth players by name, not just the promising wonder kid everyone's heard of, but the 17-year-old right-back who played one under-21 game in September. They follow the development squad like it's the Champions League. This fan understands rivalries with historical context. It's not just, we hate them because they're our rivals. They know about that game in 1987 when their striker did that thing, which led to that incident, which created 40 years of mutual hatred. It's personal and it's generational. They've memorized the match schedule for the entire season. They know when the clash with the top-of-the-table team happens. They've already requested that day off work 2 months in advance. Attending matches has become regular. Not every match, but at least once a month. They've got their spot, their routine, their pre-match pub. Football is bleeding into their actual lifestyle now. Here's where it gets dangerous. Emotional investment has reached critical levels. When the team loses, objects are in danger. Remotes get thrown, cushions get punched. They've stood up and shouted at the TV so many times that their neighbors probably think they're having a breakdown. That's the third time this season he's bottled it. I'm done. I'm actually done. They are not done. Next week, they're back on the couch, same spot, same nervous energy, same emotional vulnerability. Because that's what level 4 does. They threaten to quit, and they never, ever quit. The hardcore fan has developed physical symptoms around matches: nervous stomach before kickoff, elevated heart rate during close games, genuine stress when defending a 1-goal lead in the 87th minute. Their partner has learned to just stay quiet during matches. Partners and kids have developed a sixth sense for match results. They can tell if the team won or lost before a single word is spoken. After the match, they're tiptoeing around the house, testing the waters, trying to gauge the mood before committing to any conversation. Lost yesterday? Best to give them space. Won? Safe to engage. Drew? Proceed with extreme caution. The whole household operates around this person's emotional state, and everyone's just accepted it as normal. Post-match analysis has become an obsession. They watch highlights from 7 different angles. They re-watch goals frame by frame. They listen to 3 different podcasts breaking down the tactics. They need to understand exactly what went wrong, who's to blame, and how to fix it. The hardcore fan has crossed a threshold. Football is no longer entertainment. It's emotional chaos. Level 5. The local loyalist, where geography becomes destiny. The local loyalist isn't just a fan, they're a card-carrying member, season ticket holder, supporters group core participant, name in the club database type of serious. Away games? They're there. 3-hour drive to a Tuesday night match in a city they've never heard of, already booked the day off. Cost doesn't matter. Convenience doesn't matter. The club needs voices in the away end, and they'll provide them. Match results dictate their entire weekend. Win on Saturday, they're floating through Sunday like they've just been promoted in real life. Loss on Saturday, Sunday is a wash. They're either drinking until 3 a.m. trying to forget, or they've gone straight to bed hoping to sleep through the pain. There is no middle ground. Monday morning at work is either glory or dread. If they won, they're strutting in with confidence, ready to remind everyone in the office what happened. If they lost, they're avoiding eye contact, taking the long route to their desk, praying nobody mentions it. Please don't bring it up. Please don't bring it up. Please. Tough match yesterday, mate. Day ruined. The local loyalist has made legitimate sacrifices for this club. Missed weddings, cancelled family plans, skipped funerals, or at best watching the game on their phone mid-ceremony. Luckily, with enough respect to keep the sound off, their loved ones have accepted that football comes first from August to May. It's just the reality now. They own club merchandise that would make a retail worker weep. Jackets, hoodies, mugs, keychains, phone cases, literal bed sheets with the club crest. Their home is a shrine, and they're not even a little embarrassed about it. This fan has rituals. Flagging on match days, specific underwear for big matches, same seat, same entrance, same pre-match meal. Break the ritual, that's why they lost. They know it's superstition, they do it anyway. Social life revolves around match schedules. Can't do Saturday, we're playing. Brunch on Sunday, only if we're not playing. Their calendar has been football first for years, and nobody questions it anymore. The local loyalist doesn't just support the club, they represent it. In their mind, they're the 12th man. Their voice in the stadium matters. Their presence counts. This isn't fandom, this is identity. Perfect summary of Level 5. Their happiness is directly tied to 11 people they've never met making correct decisions with a leather ball. And they're completely fine with that arrangement. Level 6. The diehard supporter. Level 6 is where things stop being relatable and start being genuinely concerning to outsiders. The diehard doesn't just watch football, they organize it. They're leading chants, coordinating flags, planning tifos. They've got a role in the supporters section beyond just showing up and cheering. They have club tattoos, Not one discrete logo on their ankle, multiple tattoos. The crest on their chest, the founding year on their forearm, coordinates of the stadium on their ribs. Their body is a canvas and the club is the artist. Their home looks like the club shop exploded. Team-colored walls, framed shirts, scarves hanging like military medals. Their bedroom is less personal space and more mini-museum dedicated to football obsession. My club is my life isn't a metaphor for this person. It's a literal statement of fact. Their identity is wrapped so tightly around this team that they can't separate themselves from it anymore. The club's wins are their wins. The club's losses are personal failures. They survive on beer and adrenaline. Proper nutrition during the season. What's that? Spent all the money on traveling to games. At home or away games in Europe, they're there. They eat when they remember to eat, if they can afford it. This fan might actually fight over a loss, or even just a single referee decision. Not metaphorically, literally. They've been ejected from stadiums. They've been warned by security. They've got that reputation in the supporters section as someone who takes it too far sometimes. Too far being a relative term, obviously. In their mind, it's passion. Objectivity? They've never heard of it. Their player launches into a two-footed studs-up challenge at knee height. Never a red card. He got the ball first, barely touched him. The opponent is being stretchered off, and they're still arguing it was a dive. A cynical, calculated attempt to get their player sent off. Show them a replay from 5 different angles and they'll find a way to justify it. The ref's been against us all season. They do it to us every week and get away with it. Soft. Game's gone. There is no foul their team commits that deserves punishment, and no foul against their team that isn't worthy of a suspension. The diehard has memorized club history like it's their own biography. Every trophy, every legendary player, every historic match, they can recite it like poetry. Ask them about their actual family history and they'll struggle. Ask them about the club's 1974 squad rotation and they'll talk for 3 hours. They don't just attend matches, they arrive 4 hours early. They're in the pub by noon for a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. The pre-match ritual is as important as the match itself. It's about community, atmosphere, and building that energy. Mental health. What's that? I don't need therapy, I need 3 points. This is their coping mechanism. This is their social circle. This is their purpose. The club provides structure to their life in a way that normal things can't compete with. The diehard has alienated people with their intensity. Former friends who couldn't deal with the mood swings. Family members who stopped inviting them to events because everything gets scheduled around matches. They don't care. Those people didn't understand anyway. Level 6 is where you realize this person isn't just fan anymore. They're a devotee. Football isn't a hobby or a passion, it's a religion, and the stadium is their place of worship. Level 7. The Ultras, the final boss of football fandom. This football fan hasn't spoken to his brother in 4 years. The reason? A referee decision in the 73rd minute. The Ultras are a culture unto themselves. This isn't about supporting a team. This is about belonging to something bigger than football itself. They create tifos that take weeks to plan. Massive choreographed displays that cover entire sections of the stadium. Pyrotechnics that are definitely illegal, but definitely happening anyway. This is art, theatre, and intimidation all wrapped into one package. They chant for 90 minutes straight. From kickoff to final whistle, their voices don't stop. Doesn't matter if they're winning 5-0 or losing 5-0, the volume stays at maximum. By Monday morning, their voice is destroyed, and they wear it like a badge of honor. Voice gone? Good. Means I did my job. The Ultras don't support the club. In their philosophy, they are the club. The players come and go, managers get sacked, owners sell up, but the Ultras remain. They're the heartbeat, the soul, the identity that survives every change. They march to the stadium in organized groups, flags waving, smoke bombs igniting, drums pounding. This isn't about getting to the match. This is about making a statement. This is psychological warfare against the opposition before the ball is even kicked. Pre-match in the stands, it's a show. Synchronized chants, banners unfurling, flares lighting up in waves. They've rehearsed this, they've coordinated it. The players on the pitch are almost secondary to the display happening in the terraces. But here's where level 7 separates from level 6. Violence is part of the culture. Not for everyone, not in every group, but it's there. Fights after losses, fights after wins, fights because it's a derby, fights because last season there was an incident that needs avenging. The reasons almost don't matter. We lost? Good. They'll fear us next time. That's the mentality. Losing on the pitch doesn't mean losing the war. Intimidation, reputation, fear, these things matter beyond the scoreline. If the opposition is terrified to come to their stadium, that's a victory in itself. The Ultras have been banned from stadiums. Multiple stadiums, sometimes their own stadium. They've got records with local police. They've been arrested. They don't talk about it as punishment, they talk about it as proof of dedication. Their loyalty isn't to the current squad or the current manager or even the current ownership. Their loyalty is to the badge, the history, and the community of supporters who came before them and will come after them. This is generational. This is inherited. This is forever. During the season, everything revolves around matches. Jobs are scheduled around fixtures. Relationships are tested by the commitment. Families learn to accept it or they learn to leave. The Ultras represent the absolute extreme of football fandom. They're romanticized in some circles, condemned in others, and feared in most. They're the people who remind everyone that football is more than just a game. It's tribal, it's visceral, it's human nature at its most raw. You don't reach level 7 by accident. You don't stumble into this lifestyle. You choose it, fully aware of what it costs, and you decide the cost is worth it. So there you have it. 7 levels of football passion. From the person who thinks a VAR pause is just the referee needing a toilet break, all the way to the Ultras who consider arson a legitimate form of support. Which level are you? Be honest. We both know you're not still at level 1 if you made it to the end of this video. And don't forget that friend who claims to be hardcore but skips matches for Saturday shopping with their partner. Send them this video. Let them know you see through them. Anyway, if you'll excuse me, I need to call my brother.